Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
Welcome one and all to another episode of the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Protege. So before we get too far into that, just want to let you know the format here. We do a spoiler-free review here at Everything is Bad. And then at some point, we'll give you a spoiler warning, and then we'll go more in depth into it after that. So, yeah. So, The Protege, starring Maggie Q, who did not get top billing.
No, Michael Keaton got top billing.
Yeah, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael Keaton's great, but, like, Maggie Q's, like, 80% of the screen time.
Yeah, there's very few scenes without her. And then Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep. And yeah, so I mean the main cast is great.
They do a pretty good job too.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone felt like they were phoning it in or anything.
No. I like Michael Keaton too, anyway. Like,
yeah.
I think it seems like we're in something of a Michael Keaton renaissance in the last few years.
Yeah, it kind of started with was it Birdman or Spider-Man that he showed up in first?
I think Birdman came first. Because, like, that was kind of the joke, is he's this, like, washed up...
He's this actor only known for a superhero role.
One time, and, like, one superhero role, and that was years prior, so... Yeah, I think Birdman was before Spider-Man.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, this movie, it's pretty much exactly what I wanted from it and what I thought it would be from the trailers. Just sort of a spy / action sort of movie. Maggie Q doing some like badass stunts. Michael Keaton being a sleazy, like, but charismatic sort of villain type.
Yeah.
And then Sam Jackson being Sam Jackson, but this time he's dying. And that's not a spoiler. You find that out, like, immediately in the movie.
Yeah, something is... He doesn't have long for it, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't think they ever specify.
It's that,
but he has a cough.
It's that generic cough, like hacking cough that movies use to tell you that someone is sick.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, it was a fun movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
For some reason, there's some low reviews on IMDb that are bringing the average down. It's got a 6.2 right now as of recording, which I'd say the movie deserves a 7, maybe a 7.5. It was pretty good.
Yeah, one of those reviews I'll get into in the spoiler section, because their reasoning for it is a little bit of a spoiler, or the reasoning why it's a dumb review is a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. However, it's not a spoiler to say the one review that was like, pretty good movie, the 3 main cast are great, 2.
Yeah, that's not a 2 rating. From what you described, that's not a 2. It's like at lowest a 6.
Yeah, it's like... I wouldn't give... So anything below like below a 5 is I regret going to the movie theater to see this.
Yeah.
In my mind. So something being like, yeah, it was pretty good. Main cast was all really good. A 2?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But anyway, so it's sort of coming out in this time where there's like not a whole lot in the theaters right now. The last like real big deal movie was probably what, Fast and Furious
or Free Guy.
Yeah, I mean, Free Guy. I wouldn't say Free Guy was like a big deal. It was a success and people liked it. It was a pretty good movie, but I don't think I'm talking like, Fast Saga, Shang-Chi, like these big deal.
Yeah.
Or was Black Widow more recently than Fast and Furious? Or Fast 9, Furious, whatever it was called?
F9, the F9? Fast Saga?
I just straight up don't remember anymore.
Like
everything. blends together.
Let's see. So F9 was before Black Widow, then Snake Eyes, then the Suicide Squad was kind of.
What about
thing.
Jungle Cruise?
Yeah, that was before Suicide. Or well, we saw that the same weekend, I think, or did we?
I don't remember. We might have.
We recorded for Jungle Cruise before Suicide Squad.
Okay, so yeah, it's
no, Jungle Cruise and Green Knight were the same weekend. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah. So it's sort of coming out in this like perfect time window where it's like, if you want something that's like kind of an action movie or anything, like this is it, and it's coming out at a time when it doesn't have to compete with a Marvel movie, a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, I think it's probably why it's been placed where it was.
Yeah. It's like, for what it is, it's perfect timing for its release.
Yeah, I don't know that it could compete with a bigger name.
Right.
But I thought it was pretty good. It was fun. It didn't drag anywhere. It was funny in places.
Yeah. A lot of cool, like, a lot of really cool, like Maggie Q being tough while talking to bad guys, sort of like charismatic, sort of scenes,
Mm-hmm. Sort of stuff she's kind of known for,
right? And then so there's not actually a whole lot of stunts and fight scenes and stuff. There's a few.
There's firefights more than there's like. There's some martial arts, but there's more firefights than that.
Yeah, and really, mostly it's like a dude gets shot is like the extent of. There's a couple like usually, drawn out.
Like a lot of the action scenes are like usually. Maggie Q is like running from the bad guys and just shooting them as they pop up and like just killing them. There's a fight scenes, even like Michael Keaton character. I don't know that Michael Keaton was doing it, but his character was getting into some some fisticuffs.
I don't think Michael Keaton could do a fake fight scene with Maggie Q and not break something. He's not young.
No, he's not. I'm sure he's in pretty good shape for his age, but he's not.
Yeah.
Not young.
I mean, and even like when he was young, he wasn't known for being like the most athletic.
He was Batman.
He was Batman, but it's it's not like like Tom Holland in 30 years we're gonna be like, yeah, but remember when he was Spider-Man, like all the flips and crazy shit he was doing in those movies? Like Michael Keaton's not like wasn't doing that, wasn't like highly known for that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. He was a lot of comedic work in his younger days.
So but so a pretty good balance of action and like tense like face-to-face standoffs between characters and like good back and forth dialogues between characters, and Maggie Q just being a general badass.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend seeing it. Probably see it this week though, because this weekend is Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I've heard both.
I had always heard it called Shang-Chi and the character referred to as Shang-Chi when said out loud, but I swear in that commercial, I could say it's a commercial because it wasn't like a regular trailer. It was like pre-roll at the movie theater with what's his name is the
it was like
character.
him and Awkwafina.
Yeah, and I swear he pronounced it Shang-Chi.
I mean, that might be more accurate. Shang-Chi might be, anglicized.
Yeah. But, so, because that's this coming weekend, so, unless you're crazy like us and you're, like, just going to the movie theater multiple days in the weekend.
Yeah. Like we did.
That's obviously going to, take priority, so.
Yeah, because we went and saw Lupin the Third, which is not in theaters anymore, so we're not going to review it.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
You had your chance. We almost missed it. Ours was the encore showing.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'd recommend checking it out. Probably not a must-see movie, but I definitely recommend.
All right, so spoiler warning.
Yeah. So, man, Michael Keaton getting thrown through that glass table, man.
Oh man, some of those stunts look like they hurt.
Yeah.
There were some like painful looking fight scenes.
She catches the black dude across the temple with the knife.
Yeah.
Like, that was real nasty looking. That fight scene in her cell, she like shoves that guy's head into the sink and stuff.
Oh yeah, it breaks the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like bad. So, as far as spoilers go, so this whole thing gets kicked off when she's on a revenge quest for her mentor, who's Sam Jackson, is apparently killed. But then find out he faked his death.
Yep.
But the whole thing is these bad guys are killing anyone who's looking into a particular person. And so Sam Jackson looks into this character, this person, because he had killed that guy's father and he wanted to kind of make amends and I don't know, maybe give him money or something like that. And just looking into trying to find out where this guy is so he can do that, he pops up on the bad guy's radar and they're trying to kill him because the guy that he had killed is not actually dead.
Yep.
And that was a fake to death so he could get all his enemies to think he's dead and they could continue on his life.
Yep. And then Sam Jackson shows up about end of Act 3. Turns out he's not dead.
Yeah. And then they go off and finish the job.
Back to Vietnam to settle the score.
Well, they're already in Vietnam to settle the score. Oh, the review that was dumb and said I'd bring up. So there was a 2-point review on IMDb.
Keep in mind, that's out of 10.
Yeah,
out of 10. IMDb is usually pretty generous with the scores. So
a 2 out of 10. This guy... Well, actually, I don't know their gender. This person...
We use guy as a general, unknown in this part of the country. Deal with it.
So anyway, this person gave it a 2 because Maggie Q, who's half Asian, half white, played this Vietnamese character. And because this person is under the impression that this character, Maggie Q, is not Vietnamese. Maggie Q is in fact half Vietnamese and half white. And the character that she played is in fact half Vietnamese and half white. So perfect casting, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's flashbacks that show her as a child with her parents, and her father is clearly a white man.
I mean, he's ginger.
Yeah. Which explains, like, her hair when she has it long before she goes into disguise is sort of an auburn color.
Yeah.
It's a little reddish.
Yeah.
I don't know what her natural hair color is, but in the movie, it's sort of like a reddish color, and then she cuts it and dyes it. But I'm like, so Maggie Q, who is half Vietnamese and half white, is playing a character who's half Vietnamese and half white. So what's the problem? This person just assumed that she's the wrong kind of Asian, or that
she's not Asian enough.
Or that she's not Asian enough because he assumed that both her parents were Vietnamese.
Yeah,
but it clearly shows a white man as her father.
It's super weird. Like, first of all, like, that's a dumb complaint anyway. But it's super weird.
Yeah, in this, I mean, I think Asians should probably be a little upset just the way Asian roles are cast anyway. No one pays attention to the nationality of their origin. They're just like, this character's Asian, cast an Asian character.
Yeah.
Or an Asian actor. So you get, like, Koreans playing Chinese and Japanese all the time. Or whatever.
It seems like you get more Koreans playing other nationalities than anything else.
Yeah. But it's just, or Chinese playing whatever. Like, I mean, I understand it's not always easy to find the exact match. I mean, we have like Scottish playing like Vikings all the time in movies.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, it was a dumb reasoning for the review, especially because they were wrong.
Yeah. Like, it was dumb reasoning for the review, but like, whatever. Some people are real serious about that these days, but the fact that they were just objectively incorrect about it really made it seem real like extra stupid.
See, I'm curious if when they made the movie, if they purposely cast a white man to be her father because her father is white.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if that was like a conscious decision from the filmmakers, just like, hey, make this as accurate as possible.
Yeah, I mean, nip it in the bud as for anyone try to prevent these sort of complaints.
Certainly don't want a Ghost in the Shell again.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah,
I liked that movie.
I did too.
I'm a giant Ghost in the Shell fan. But yeah, so it's other than Sam Jackson turns out is alive and turns out that the person they're looking into is the son of the actual villain and not the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are really the only things that are like spoilery on this movie.
Yeah, he's also like in a vegetable state. The son of the villain is also like,
well, he has some like degenerative disease.
Right, he's
something.
like kind of just sort of sits in a wheelchair in this hospital.
Yeah, it's a Catholic run hospital.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere in Vietnam.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's probably all we really have to say about that.
Yep.
So our next movie,
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi,
man. I feel like no matter what we say,
Shang-Chi.
I feel like no matter what we say, it's gonna be incorrect and piss someone off.
I've long since given up on correctly pronouncing Chinese.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, so that's the next thing that we're gonna see. After that,
because it's a language that's impossible to spell in Roman alphabet.
Yeah. But so after that, next movie we're gonna see is probably Cry Macho.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else in September. Doesn't look like it. Maybe something else got moved. Could have sworn there was something else in September. There really only 2 movies we're seeing this month?
Guess so. Stuff in October though.
Yeah, we got No Time to Die. Finally. We got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I'm not adding a finally to that. The Last Duel.
And Dune.
Yeah, and Dune. October's gonna be a busy month.
There's a riff tracks in there too.
Yeah, we're not reviewing that.
No.
But you should definitely go see it. Oh, The French Dispatch finally comes out. Same weekend as Dune? Oh. I mean, I guess we're just going to the theater multiple times that weekend.
Guess so.
I have absolutely no clue what The French Dispatch is about. I haven't seen any trailers. I've just seen one movie poster that's been there for like a year.
But it's Wes Anderson.
So, and the cast is freaking stacked, man.
You usually are in his movies, so.
Yeah. Man, look at that. Timothée Chalamet has 2 movies coming out that same weekend. He's third. Looks like he's third billed on this.
When's Spider-Man coming out?
December.
Okay, so Zendaya's got 2 like close together movies too.
Yeah, November is Eternals, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Top Gun Maverick.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
What is that?
It's a new Resident Evil movie.
Does it have Mila?
No, I think it's a new
animated movie. Is it a reboot or?
I think it's a reboot, but I think it's closer to because it's the main characters are Claire and Chris.
Okay.
So I think it's like more closely tied to the video games.
All right, I don't think I was even aware of that. I know the first couple movies
I saw
meant to be
about
parallel
it the other day.
to the first two games.
Yeah.
And then they just diverted completely after that.
I saw something about it the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's happening? Okay." So you excited about that new?
Take Me Down to Raccoon City?
Something like that. Welcome to Raccoon City. Anyway, so you excited about that new West Side Story in December?
No.
No?
I mean, I like me some Steven Spielberg, and I've never seen a Steven Spielberg movie that I would say was bad. But I don't care about West Side Story.
Yeah, so December, though, we also got, like you said, Spider-Man, but also The Matrix Resurrections and The King's Man. Those are on the same weekend.
Jeez.
It's a Christmas weekend. So Spider-Man's the week before Christmas, and then Christmas Eve is The Matrix and The King's Man.
See, if I were to put a list of all the movies I could think of that did not need a remake, West Side Story would probably be on it. That's a classic musical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need a remake.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's what we got coming up through the end of the year.
The first time I saw that trailer for what's that? The Heights?
In the Heights.
In the Heights, because I knew they were remaking West Side Story. So the first time I saw it, before I saw the title, I was like, "Oh, this must be the new West Side Story."
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. But anyways, that's what we got coming up through the end of the year. September, only a couple things, but then looks like it's gonna be pretty busy, like pretty much the rest of the year after that. So, movies are back, baby. They're letting you sit immediately adjacent to randos in the movie theater again.
I had to experience that in the Green Knight.
If that bothers you, what with COVID stuff, buy the seat next to you.
When I think back on it, people had a lot of expectations on the Green Knight because that theater actually had a lot of people.
That theater was basically sold out.
And then I think almost everyone was just like, "What was that?"
Yeah, everyone in immediate earshot of us was like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, I think there's a lot of expectation for that movie that wasn't met.
I didn't know what to expect from that movie.
Yeah, I think there was hope for it that people just didn't. I don't know. I mean, being an A24 movie, I was expecting some strangeness, though. Anyway, this isn't the Green Knight review.
Go check out our Green Knight review. It's wild. So, anyway, so if any of that is of interest to you, hearing reviews on all the stuff coming up, come back and check out when those get posted. I'd say subscribe, like the video, whatever. I don't know how much of that even matters anymore on YouTube. Who the hell knows how it's working? But yeah. So until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.